coming out, Sophia Bush affirms her relationship with Ashlyn Harris, saying, "I can breathe." In addition to coming out as queer and refuting claims that she slept on her ex-husband Grant Hughes, Sophia Bush is breaking her silence on her relationship with Ashlyn Harris. "As soon as I entered my own skin, I knew this was home." In her self-written Glamour cover story, which was published on Thursday, April 25, Bush, 41, stated, "I think I've always known that my sexuality exists on a spectrum. As of right now, I believe queer is the best word to describe it. Actually, I can't say it without grinning. And it feels really good." In the queer community, Bush claimed to have experienced so much safety, respect, and love as both a member and an ally. "The idea of having to come out in 2024 is something I kind of detest. However," she noted, "I'm acutely aware that we are having this discussion during the year when the LGBTQIA+ community is seeing the most violent attacks in recent history. I want to give coming out the respect and honor it deserves because in 2023 there were more than 500 anti-LGBTQIA+ bills proposed in state legislatures." She clarified, "I feel like I can breathe at last. It's difficult for me to express how meaningful that is. For who knows how long, I felt like I was wearing a weighted vest. When I eventually did put it down, I realized how heavy it was." Bush and Hughes, 42, were wed for slightly over a year prior to the One Tree Hill alum's August 2023 divorce filing. She became romantically involved with Harris, 38, in October of that year after they grew close throughout their separate breakups. "I asked Ashlyn to have a non-friend group hang to talk about it after facing a lot of things, what felt like countless therapy sessions, and some prodding from loved ones," she wrote. "And that was one of the most bizarre meals I have ever had. It lasted for 4.5 hours. Perhaps, in retrospect, everything had to happen gradually before coming together all at once. Perhaps it was all predestined. Perhaps this is an actual use of invisible string theory." For the first time, Bush has discussed her connection with the soccer star in public on her Glamour page. She says she wishes the public part of her trip had happened on her terms. "As we spoke about being outed without consent and bullying and harassment," she said, "I'm very aware, though, that I'm incredibly lucky this happened in my adulthood. I genuinely adore who I am right now, at this age." Regarding her divorce and her subsequent relationship with Harris, there were blatant lies, violent threats, and accusations of being a homewrecker, all of which Bush said are inaccurate. Harris was previously married to Ollie Krieger, with whom she had a son named Ocean, 20 months old, and a daughter named Sloane, 3 years old. The timeline of Sophia Bush and Ashlyn Harris's relationship. Those who claimed that she left her ex because she suddenly learned she wanted to be with women should know that her partners have been aware of her preferences for as long as she has, she said. "The notion that I ended my marriage instead of taking more than a year to complete the most heartbreaking task of my life because of some frenzied meeting that, to be absolutely clear, never occurred. Instead of understanding that, in spite of my deep fear, I had to be the most vulnerable I've ever been on a public platform. It seems harsh." Bush claimed that altogether, the trip was long and thoughtful and exhaustive, something she didn't want to post about on social media. She added that everything finally seems perfect in Bush's life, and that her parents are totally supportive. "My mother told me that one of her friends called her after the news broke and said, 'Well, this can't be true. Your daughter isn't gay, after all,'" wrote Bush. The way her friend stressed the word, "in my mom's opinion," made it clear that she meant it in a judgmental sense. "You know what my mother said, too. Oh honey, it seems like she might be gay. She is content as well."